What is up, YouTube? How's everybody out there doing today? So I am at home. I'm actually using my Logitech camera that I have, a 920 I think it is, and I'm using my new mic, so hopefully you guys can hear me pretty good and you can see me pretty good and the resolution looks good and all that stuff. So I'm not using my GoPro for this video. I hope you guys enjoy it. But if I do look down at my screen, which is kind of hard to look at the camera and not look at this screen to see what I'm doing, it's going to be weird. So if you see me poke down a few times, that's probably why. So on Instagram, if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, at Diablo Formula Racing, the link is in the description. I usually do a Q&A. My phone just went blank. I usually do a Q&A for a YouTube video sometimes. And that's what I did today. I did a question and answers. Figure people, if you guys want to ask me questions or whatnot, you can go over to my Instagram and ask me questions. So we're going to go ahead and just pretty much this entire video is just going to be answering questions of my Instagram posts, and that's about it. So we'll start off with the first one here. Mhade7, Andy, do you do a live stream Q&A? I'm kind of doing a Q&A right now, so I guess it's live stream if you guys are watching it right now. So Jared A. Heth, what are the reasons you became a mechanic? Honestly, I kind of just fell into the job, to be honest. It's not that I had like a dream growing up thinking I wanted to be a mechanic or anything of that nature. I just kind of fell into that. You know how sometimes you fall into your careers? Well, that's kind of what happened to me. I kind of just fell into my career. What else do we have here? JMKY.93 asks, what bike would you own if you didn't have the Fireblade? I don't know. I'd probably have like I don't know, probably an H2 maybe, or a ZX-10R. I like ZX-10Rs, they're nice bikes. A Ducati, I would love to have a Ducati. That's one of my other favorite bikes. Let's see, C-Wheels Z24 asks, if you could buy any supercar, what would it be? I don't know, I'd probably buy a Ferrari, honestly. There's a lot of YouTubers out there that have Lamborghinis, McLarens, obviously, stuff of that nature, and I'd rather have something different. So I'd probably get a Ferrari or something uniquer to me. I'm not really big into the, I mean, I'd have a Lambo. I'd own a Lambo if I could, but I think a Ferrari would be cool. I'd like to have a Ferrari. Jared Steger 98, when can you set up a truck meet event? I don't know. This coming summer we're going to be having a whole bunch of events going on, so stay tuned on that. What else we got? Four-wheeling around, when are you going to get a new shop and do more DMAX vids? Well, winter is here, so we're going to be doing more Duramax stuff, driving around and four-wheeling and stuff of that nature. My eyes are watering. I'm not crying. I'm just watering. My eyes are watering. So we'll be doing videos with the Duramax since I won't be able to drive the Trans Am or anything, or the bike, obviously. And I'll be doing snowmobile stuff as well, so... let's see. Jared _ Kelly, best manual transmission, T56. GM T56s are good. Here's a good question. Peyton Tender 82, I guess his name. Do you actively conceal carry? What do you carry? Yes, I do, and I do carry a Mod 2 45 caliber pistol. I really like 40. I'm a big 45 guy, so. W. Matt Dre, when will you clean your shop? It's hard between jobs, but we do organize every now and again. If you've seen some of the latest videos, some of the stuff is kind of organized and moved around. We can't put shelving. I know somebody else asked me about shelving. We can't put shelving up against the wall, guys, because number one, I don't have shelving, and we just don't have the room for it right now. And I'm trying to move, so I don't want to put more stuff in the shop that I just got to end up moving to another shop in the next few months anyways. So I kind of just... and I'm trying to leave as little things in that shop as possible, so it just makes it easier to move it all then. Flex._Joey. Do you plan on fixing the white Trans Am that's always in the shop that you see in videos? I guess that's what he says. Yes, and I do have a plan for the white Trans Am, and this concerns the red Trans Am, which I'll talk about in the next question, because there's somebody asked about the red Trans Am too. So I'll talk about that at that point. But yes, we are going to be fixing the white Trans Am. It's actually a Formula Up. So stay tuned for that to be answered a little bit later in the video. Jesus V604. When are you and Nick going to explain what happened to the ZL1? Yeah, that's a good question. I don't know. He is, as of right now, coming by tomorrow. This will be uploaded tonight. He's coming by tomorrow, and we're going to be talking before any video stuff gets done, and we're going to discuss what we need to do and stuff of that nature. So we'll just kind of have to see where it goes from there. Bianco's J71. Ever mess around with Stealths or 3000 GTs? Yes, I have. The twin turbo 3.0s, I've messed around with those. I've actually even tuned them with like E-Managed Blue and stuff of that nature. So I not only can tune with HP tuners, guys, I can actually tune with like AEM and Honda. I've tuned with E-Managed Blue, Epexi, all that stuff. 1970 Fords. What happened to Pellalelli person? The female, she was there for a few episodes and disappeared. You're talking about Anti-Parallali. Laura is her name. She's just a cool friend that, you know, we did a few videos together, and that was about it. Anthony Lupo 99. If you or anyone in the shop had a chance to move anywhere in the world, where would you guys go? Dubai. And the reason why I answer that question so quickly is because Dubai has such a huge performance market and aftermarket, car-wise, shop-wise, setup out there, man. I would probably make a freaking killing out there making money working on GM performance cars out in Dubai. So it'd be Dubai. End of discussion. Patrick K with a whole bunch of underscores in his name. Do you even lift, bro? Yeah. I lift drinks into my mouth, and I drink them. That's what I lift. Let's see what else we got. Long Strike 717. What was the first car you ever owned? It was a 1987 Buick Century is what it was, with a 4-cylinder in it. I love that thing. That thing was it was not fast or anything, but it was like driving a rock around. You could just throw it wherever you wanted to, and it didn't care. Alrighty, let's see. Big Money Mike 63 says, who would win in a Mexico roll race, Leroy the Savage or Mike C7Z06? Well, even after I'm done building Mike C7Z06, honestly, Leroy the Savage would probably walk all over him, just because you know, Cletus's Leroy is lighter, and it's making a lot more power than what Mike is making. I mean, Mike would have to have nitrous on his car, again, on the 17 for it to even compete with Leroy the Savage. B_Mac01, favorite car you have ever worked on? There's been so many, to be honest. I've worked on so many cars over the years. There's not one favorite one, except maybe my own white one that I worked on. So I would say maybe the white Formula of my own is the one that I like the most. Jason B 3248, shaved or hairy? Shaved. Thank you. What else we got? Brown_Justin 321. When did your love for cars start? Not until I was a little bit older and after the military. I had no interest in cars before the age of 19. I didn't even care about them. I didn't even know how to change oil before the age of 19, to be honest. So there you go. Anthony DePlazia 2002. Are you ever going to fix the white Trans Am? We'll get to that here in a minute. Calm down. Matthew C. Loto, Dream Build. We'll also get to that in a minute. Matthew Garbrick. Why the name Diablo Formula Racing? Oh, that kind of fell into the perspective of what I was doing back then. Back in the olden golden days when I worked on Hondas, which my ex-wife had a Honda and we worked on it all the time, nitrous, belt motor, head, cams, all that stuff. And on the D16 forums on the internet, my username was Diablo. Well, when I got my Firebird Formula, it became Diablo Formula when I joined like LS1 Tech and Corvette forums and stuff of that nature. And then racing just came about naturally, you know, when I started doing the racing part of the stuff and kind of the business end of things and working on cars out of my 2-car garage and stuff. So that's kind of how that's how I got the Diablo Formula Racing. I get that question a lot. A lot of people are curious how Diablo Formula Racing, the name, came about, and that's how it did it. Jackson Bird with a Y. Is a tune good or bad for a high mileage motor and transmission? If the tune is done correctly, it's not bad. It'll actually help gas mileage and operation of the engine and making it operate a little bit easier. So a tune can be bad if it's done incorrectly. If it's done correctly, a tune can be very good. Ethan Ramirez _33. Can I get a shout out in the video? There you go, buddy. You just got it. Dustin Galley. Who is your inspiration or hero / inspiration for what you do? I have none. Nobody inspired me to get into cars. Nobody is my hero to get into cars. I didn't look at like Chip Foose, Lingenfelter, or Hennessy, or any of these other big companies back in the day and be like, oh wow, I want to be just like them. Now, after I got into the field and after I started working on performance cars, then at that point I was like, yes, I want to be as big as Lingenfelter. I want to be as big as this person, Hennessy, whatever. It just hasn't happened yet, but it's getting there. We're getting there, guys. We're getting there. So I would say an inspiration would be these bigger shops that have more, I guess cars that they're working on. I would say, I don't know how to really explain it. Just a bigger shop has more cars coming in and making a lot more money, because money makes the world go around, guys. It's just the fact of the matter. There's a lot of questions about me and Nick. I think I answered that already. So you guys are gonna have to wait for the me and Nick drama stuff to kind of get on the internet here, if that's what you guys want. But we'll be, like I said, we'll be talking tomorrow. So, here's Blurred Vision Racing. Do you plan on racing Max in the BMW? Yes, I do, and I'm gonna smoke Max in his BMW. All right, here's the question you guys have been waiting for. Michael Sonido, I think his name is. How bad did the fire damage your red TA? Plan on moving on to fixing the white one now, or just keep dumping money into the red one? I'm gonna put my phone down for this one because this one's it's gonna take a lot of hand movement here. So the red one caught on fire. What basically happened? I know a lot of you guys out there are like, oh, it's a piece of junk and blah 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 and all this other crap, but it's the car's actually a really nice car. Basically what happened was my crossover pipe that goes from one exhaust manifold to the other is underneath my bell housing of my transmission, okay? So it's in between the pan and the bell housing of the automatic transmission. On 16 pounds of boost, everything was okay. When I raced Mike's McLaren, I put it up to 18 pounds of boost. I guess 18 pounds of boost with the vent system that I had on the car with the catch can, with the open filter, was probably just a little bit too much. And it blew out either a rear main seal or one of the other seals on the back end of the motor that then at that point with the oil pressure, wide open throttle, which I have an oil pump in the car as well. I put an oil pump in it. Basically that oil just starts spritzing out of the back of the motor. And going down the highway, obviously the oil is going to go towards the back of the car, and guess the first thing it's going to hit? It's going to hit that hot, heat-wrapped turbo crossover pipe. That's what happened to the car. I didn't realize it until obviously we seen the smoke and we pulled over, but basically it soaked that heat wrap and boop, lit right up on fire in a heartbeat, because that's what oil does. It burns, and it burned. It didn't do any damage as far as I can tell. The car still drives and moves under its own power. It shifts. It does everything we need it to. We went and picked it up the other day, and it drove up on the trailer, drove off the trailer. I parked it. We're good to go. The car starts. It runs. It's fine. I mean, it just caught on fire, and I think once the oil and the heat wrap burned away when we pulled over, the fire, that's how the fire kind of went out, with me kind of helping to blow on it a little bit, which probably didn't help at all, honestly. But basically what I'm planning on doing for the red car is I'm going to take the red car and I'm going to make the red car a drag car. I've gotten a few calls from, well, not calls, but I've gotten contacted by a few companies that are offering me parts for the vehicle, for the red car, for video purposes, obviously. And I'm going to be working closely with a few companies on that aspect. The original plan for the white Trans Am, the white Formula, was to do a turbo build for that car. But in all honesty, the red one's kind of beat up. It's, it's cut up, for the intercooler and stuff of that nature. And it's kind of already like, I wouldn't say a piece of shit, but it's a shop beater car. Something to represent the shop that I don't really care about burning down to the ground, wrecking, if a tire falls off at the track and it's dragging. I don't care about the red one. The white one's my baby. The white Formula is the car that I paid off. It was the first thing I ever did pay off in my life, and I really love that car a lot. That car has a lot of sentimental value. This red one does not. This red one is mainly just for videoing and making videos and having you guys enjoy the build that we do on it. So with that in question, the red one is going to be the drag car for the shop. The white one, basically what I'm going to do with that is I'm going to do some sort of a built, maybe 500 horsepower NA motor for it. keep it a 6-speed, and that's pretty much, it's just going to be a nice little street car. I was even thinking about possibly cutting the cage out of it, cutting the roll bar out of it, and putting that roll bar in the red one, because obviously it'll fit, and then putting the back seats back in the white one. When we get to that part of the build, then we'll take a look at if I want to take the cage out or not and put in the red one, whatever the case may be. But like I said, the white one's going to be a nice little just 4 or 5, 600 horsepower street car, NA motor, no boost, no nitrous, no nothing of that nature. And the red one is going to be the DFR drag car, basically for the shop to represent what we can do. And I'm sure you guys have seen all the videos anyway, so you know what we're capable of doing. So this is just a play toy. So that's the plan for the white car and the red car. All right, we're at 17 minutes. I know you guys don't want to watch 20 plus minutes of me chit-chatting and bullshitting. So like I always do in a lot of my streams or a lot of my Q&As, is we're going to go all the way to the bottom, last question. And I do apologize for anybody that I missed your questions at all. I'm sure I'll answer them at another time. So we have Tult, T-U-L-T 75236. He's like, what are your thoughts on build Hondas, like them or hate them? I love them. I'm a big Honda fan. Hondas are very reliable vehicles. When you build them, they're very reliable to the most part, and you can make 900 horsepower out of a built 4-cylinder Honda with a huge turbo. So, in all reality, and they're light too. You know, all depending on if you get like a hatch or you know, a lighter Honda Civic or something of that nature. Hondas can be freaking stupid fast, and they will smoke Corvettes and smoke other cars on the road. So, I think Hondas are great cars. Great question. Other than that, guys, we're going to end this. We're at like a little bit like 19 minutes right now before I edit it down. But other than that, guys, if you enjoyed the video, please do me a favor, give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. Instagram, Diablo Formula Racing. Facebook is also Diablo Formula Racing. Deuces, guys.